I think you're amazing.
You are too, Henry.
Thank you so much. Well, Perry, you are awesome.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, and I appreciate you, what you're doing too, buddy.
Well, thank you. Because if you allow the world to define you, if you allow friends to define you, if you allow your spouse to define you, or anybody to define you outside of how God sees you, that does open the door to rejection. God bless you. I hope y'all have an amazing day.
Thank you, Brother Henry.
Thank
you.
God bless you too. Thank you for having us.
Welcome to the Brother Henry and You Show. I am your host, Henry Harris. How are you doing? Let us know where you're watching from in the comments section. Let me know where you're watching from. I really appreciate you for taking this opportunity to watch. We have a powerful, impactful, inspiring program for you today. And today I just want to come and just talk about there is no hate like Christian love. When you think of Christian, you think somebody that's generous, genuine, kind, loving, inclusive. But today, that's just not the case. In fact, Christianity looks nothing like the Jesus that I'm familiar with. It just doesn't. And we all have heard that there is no hate like Christian love. But what does that actually mean? It simply means love is being pretty much placed on the back burner, and it's being replaced with taking sides. It's being replaced with superiority. A lot of people who think that they're Christians, they think they're better than everyone else because now you're saved. So, and that comes from a spirit that I call the spirit of self-righteousness. It's replaced with condemnation. It's replaced with judgment, guilt, and fear-mongering. So you really don't love people. You wear the mask of love to continue to spread your hate towards people that you don't approve of and people that you really don't like. You can't truly love your neighbor as yourself. Is that what you read in your Bible? You can't truly love your neighbor as yourself if you are condemning them at the same time. And I'm finding myself moving further and further away from this thing called Christian love. Why are you doing that, Brother Henry? Because it's simply not authentic love. It's not. And I believe that love doesn't command. I know a lot of people say, well, God commanded us to love. I don't agree with that. I don't think God commanded us to love. Because let me tell you something. To hold to that theology that God commanded us to love people, to me, it implies that you only love me because somebody told you to. Am I making sense? So, in the absence of being commanded by God to love me, you really don't love me. But you only love me with the love of Christ, all because God told you to. I don't need your love because it's not authentic. It's not real. Is there anything wrong with some of the stuff Jesus said? Love your neighbor as yourself, love your enemies. That's great. You should do those things. But you should do them in the absence of anybody having to command or tell you to do it. That's just the truth. And I believe many today wear the mask of love under the disguise of hate. You have an issue and hate for people and to people that are not like you or believe like you. You do not like the LGBT community. You refer to them as abominations and that they're wicked. You see demons in everyone else except for yourself. You get mad as hell when people don't agree with you. I've seen that happen. You're very, very quick. You've done it to me. You're very quick to cut people off who leave your church or your faith. You love to gaslight and ignore and place shame on those who may choose a different path than what you may choose. But at the same time, you're saying, this is Christian love. This is what Jesus would have done. As I just said, it's hard to identify with Christianity today because it looks nothing like Jesus at all. And the statement that there is no hate like Christian love is a statement that criticizes what some believe to be the hypocrisy of Christians who claim to love others while also harboring hate and prejudice and discrimination towards other people. This is not love at all. It's not genuine love at all. It's hate. Don't tell me that you love people with the love of Christ, because you don't. Don't tell me that you love everyone when your love for those it's pretty much a cover up for hate and discrimination. Your love is conditional. It's important to note that this phrase is not the phrase that we're talking about. Is not always a representation of all Christians. So if you're watching this, don't be getting all offended, sending me hate mail. It's not a representation of all Christians. However, I appreciate those, the very few that I know of. I appreciate those who do combat hate, injustice, and discrimination. These are the people who Jesus came for. It is. It's time to come off of your ego trip, thinking that you're better than everyone else, judging people that's not like you, that's not a part of your group, not a part of your church. You treat them very harsh and differently. And I can see why people don't want to be involved in church no more. I can see why people are walking away from the thousands from this thing called faith, and they're going towards other things. I can see why, because there is no hate like Christian love. Sadly, many Christians seem to hate just about anything that doesn't conform to their beliefs, yet claim to do so out of love. Christians' head or minds to not have the capacity, they just don't have the capacity of loving much. They have to counterbalance that with hate. I do not believe in this thing called Christian love. As a matter of fact, I believe it should be shown rather than told. Thank you for watching the Brother Henry and You show. Make sure you connect with us. I want to connect with you on youtube.com/Henry Harris 100. Also connect with us on facebook.com/the Brother Henry and You show. God bless you. We'll see you next week. Well, Perry, you are awesome.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, and I appreciate you what you're doing too, buddy.
Well, thank you. Because if you allow the world to define you, if you allow friends to define you, if you allow your spouse to define you, or anybody to define you outside of how God sees you, that does open the door to rejection. God bless you. And I hope y'all have an amazing day.
Thank you, Brother Henry.
Thank you.
God bless you too. Thank you for having us.